moved everything around and I'm too close and I don't like it.
Yeah, I have to keep changing my stand because if I do a live chat with or a video call with a victim or something, I always sit on the couch and it sits down lower. So when I change to the table, then I have to adjust it again.
Yeah. Don't like being too close, Hi, Lillian. Right. So, probably doesn't. Hi, Hadiah.
She's going to be a pain. I can tell that already.
Yeah, she's been working up to it, though, hasn't she?
Yeah. Yes, she has.
Yeah. Well, Pinder started his life, so he's all right over there. He'll just keep talking to himself. Now, as you know, Sandy and I talk all the time anyway. Not just Sandy and I, quite a few of us. And what we were saying this morning was, Sandy and I have only been doing this for about 6 years now.
Right.
In about 4 years, for live chats? And we're still saying the same things. Where are the birds? In the background, he's, you can probably hear him. He's got a mirror with a little thingy with a little perch on it. So when I'm looking at my iPad and talking, he goes on his mirror and looks into his mirror and talks. So he's doing his live chat with himself. So
it's funny how they learn just by watching. It doesn't matter if it's a bird, a dog, a cat.
Yeah.
Whatever, they learn just by watching. So, and Pinda's got such a cute personality.
Well, you can call it that. No, actually, I can't take pictures of him now because as soon as he sees the phone pointed at him, he comes round to have a look. I'm saying, I haven't taken it yet. You can't, but he has to come and have a look at himself.
Yeah, I have to sneak photos of Hadiah too.
Yeah. Do you know, there was something I read the other day, and it was nothing to do with scams, and it was the novel 1984, and it was a line in it that really I thought is relevant to scam, because the line is the party, but let's take it as the person that you're talking to told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. This is your most essential command. Once they've got you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears, they've got you.
Well, that's exactly right. Well, again, the photos are just a tool, but they use your, focus and then all the words, and you're not paying attention to reality, which is people saying you are being scammed, and they focus more on, all the lies of love or the attention that they're getting. They're not focusing on real evidence.
And they seem to be more and more doing their best to please, the person. We were also saying this morning that we've got so many people come to us 3 or 4 times a week.
Right.
And with the best will in the world, ladies, I'm sorry. You've got hair like mine, and actually Sandy's got hair like mine underneath, but she covers us. Not quite like this.
Yeah.
One day we'll
just the older lady look.
Yeah. The old buggers look. Yeah. You are not going to get a hunky tattooed male of about 35, 32, maybe that one this morning.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a hunky tattooed male who is on TikTok and he suddenly sees an old woman, and the person is an old woman. I'm sorry.
Right.
She's a very nice old woman, but that doesn't take it away from the fact that she's 35 years older than him. You're not going to get a honky tattooed male on TikTok saying, I really want to get to know you better, more better. Can we talk? Now this lady is now becoming a real menace to this guy. And on his TikTok, he is saying, you know, people are going on and saying, oh God, she's made more pictures of you, you know. She's putting on more pictures. And it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but it is. Now, I'm going to have a look, see what. So I'm going to repeat this. I am going to repeat this throughout this chat. You are talking to a hunky, tattooed male. See them?
That is what you're talking to. That is not hunky. That is not tattooed. That is disgusting, spending your money on cars, jewelry, clothes.
Yes. That Mercedes has been bought with scam money. Can you have a look at the gold around their necks? That's probably an average size car. You're going to be looking at $20,000 for that. Now, you get the real stupid ones, but there are hundreds and hundreds of these real stupid ones, and they are leading others into doing it. So that's it. Rosa, why do you want to see how far it's going to go? Now, let me say, if you've got somebody in real life that's talking to you in real life, you're going to see how far it's going to go? Or are you going to think more of yourself? Are you going to value yourself, that you deserve better than some? Because I can't say it, because I'll be accused of things. Something like that.
Right.
Telling you lies.
If you had a criminal show up your door, a thief, would you let him in your door to see how far he's going to go? Is he going to rob you? Is he going to stab you? Is he going to tear your furniture apart? Are you really going to see how far that's going to go? On the internet is the same thing. Just because you're behind a screen does not make it safe.
It doesn't. In fact, in a way, it makes it a lot less safe, because, you know, what are you talking to him on? You are talking to him. No, you wouldn't.
Right.
So why are you putting yourself down by allowing him to do this to you online? What are you talking to him on? A phone. What can you get into? Very, very easily, a phone. We get a dozen a week where they're being. Do you want to be one of those? Because look, nice lad, isn't he? Now that one's got a scarf on. Hi, Gina.
Yeah.
That one's got a scarf on. And not only, but of course, she's got the obligatory Mercedes. So have I. Never mind. Scam girl. No, he's not going to show you what his face is. He's even crossed out his registration number, which I don't like, because.
Uh-oh, Gina.
Oh, Gina. But, do you know, they don't need to show what their face is, because they're showing you a white guy. Or, no, they're showing you a good-looking other guy, because they don't use white guy.
And
you know.
it doesn't matter whether they're young and tattooed and hunky, or if they're, you know, a silver fox that looks really good and, you know, takes care of himself. It does not matter. It's still a photo that is a tool.
And it's stolen. Now, the person that's in that photo is a human being.
Exactly.
I don't know any, and we talked a lot, I don't know any who actually would say, yeah, it's all right, don't mind. Because lives are ruined by this. Don't get it wrong. Lives are ruined by this. We say, and we've said for 10 years, if you get a friend or a follow request from a stranger, it will be a scam.
That simple.
Yeah. Really,
Tony Michael down there is not a real account.
I haven't got down to the bottom. You send pictures of Sean Ambrose. I know Sean. Sandy knows Sean as well. You see,
Yeah,
all the
I did a lot out with him
how
recently.
do you think Sean feels? Sean is a hero. Sean is a very damaged war hero. He PTSD'd a lot. Sean is a lovely guy. He really is. Such a nice guy.
He really
He's got
is.
such a nice wife. You are allowing a shit, let's face it, let's call it what it is, to send Sean's pictures. Is that all right? Oh,
See, Tony Michael, 33.
Oh, Gina. Gina, can you manage Tony Michael? Or
Yeah,
talking?
he's not real. I can't think of the name of the person whose photos that is,
Yeah,
but he's not real.
I can, but I'm not going to say it. Sometimes they don't know who they are, do they? So, oh,
That's
look.
true.
Oh, look. You see, Tony Michael. Tony Michael. You see, when you come back to me with your little face, with your little proper face, with your little black, once you come back to me and look like that, and let's face it, you're stupid, then you can talk to me, but don't come anywhere near my page.
No. And I mean, this goes for men too. They're not going to have some young, fit woman that is, hot in a bikini that's going to be contacting a 70-year-old man and be in love. Because we've had that this week too.
Yeah. And these men are always blooming married.
Yes.
We have a lady who's got no money left. I think it's the one you're talking about. The lady's got no money left because the man has invested all their money with his new girlfriend. Now, when his new girlfriend shows up and the crypto investment pays up, he's going to pay his wife back and leave her for, his tarty girlfriend. So she's got no money left. We know, and I will say at this point, we know, she knows, daughter knows, he doesn't. We know he's not going to. But then you've got our little friends buying some more jewellery or some more Calvin Klein clothes. They are thieves. Why the fascination? Why the fascination with them? If somebody knocked you down in the street and smiled at you nicely while they took your purse, would you follow them down in the street just to see what else they're going to do? Denise.
Yeah, those green sneakers are ridiculous, Denise.
Denise, I can better that. I really can. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Oh my gosh, those look like something my 9-year-old granddaughter would wear.
Do you know something? Actually, can you imagine all that pink in those green sneakers? No, Tony Michael's gone. He's been blocked.
Good.
Because he was a scammer. So we blocked him. Yeah, they are, aren't they? You're leading pom-pom. Actually, he's missed a trick because them in green would have been vomit-inducing. As I say, if somebody comes to you on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, I get loads on Twitter.
Snapchat.
We have never been wrong. Honestly, in all the years we've doing this, and we have told people if they've met real guys on a dating site, there's only been a very small number, but we have said to people, no, can't find him anywhere, looked at his story, looked at everything else, he looks real. And they've gone on to have a relationship. So we don't just say, well, he's false, he's fake. But if they come to you on social media, 100% of them are going to be fake. So why is that so difficult? He said.
I don't know. Yeah, he said. Uh, and we do get that a lot too. And I know several times this week you've used your comeback. Well, I said I'm the Queen of England. Are you going to believe me? I mean, it's by text. He said by text. We also had, he demanded that I sent.
Yes. I'll try and get that one because that one's really weird. And it wasn't even, he demanded, he made me, somebody said this, the request seemed unusual because they were going on a Signal app and then a crypto. He asked for financial assistance, claiming that his bank had blocked him due to fraudulent activity. Well, we heard that before. He instructed me to send money through various platforms, such as Cash App, Bitcoin, PayPal, Coinbase. She really went the whole hog with this one.
Right.
He even offered to pay off my credit card balance by having a man send a significant sum to my credit card. That is money laundering.
Yes, and I am sure she forwarded some of that money, or didn't she give them access to her credit cards where they could go ahead and do it?
Eventually, he persuaded me. So she gave him access to the credit card. He transferred the money, and she transferred on $6,000. So I don't know how much they think. I sent additional funds via PayPal to various individuals on specific dates. Even a wire transfer of $25,000 to a bank, to a crypto fund. He asserted that these funds were necessary to cover house payments and gym payments.
Right, for his business.
Expensive gym, never mind. But I could come and live with him in New York as his girlfriend once it was all done. When I expressed my desire for the funds to be placed as a sort of guarantee on the house, he couldn't quite do that. But he sent a barrister to communicate with me via WhatsApp. Do you think that's going to be legally acceptable via WhatsApp? No, of course not.
Well, in the bank, if she would have went in and told her bank what was going on, they would have said, hey, this is a scam, period. But then a lot of people don't listen to their banks either. So they go to another bank, or they just do everything via Bitcoin. There's so many ways that they can get past that, even if the bank says, hey, this is a scam, we're shutting your account down.
Yeah.
Hi, Aunt Maria.
The person that they were using was Ryan Patrick. He claimed he was all right because he was really rich. He claimed he had a $60 million inheritance in Dubai. But she couldn't get 20% of her funds back out of the crypto unless she sent $60,000 to get her funds out of crypto. She refused. So we have Ryan Patrick and his friend, Mr. Fred. Mr. Fred, contact me on Signal. The ongoing situation has severely impacted on my mental health and well-being. During this time, his daughter fabricated a story about the mother and aunt being hospitalized due to heart issues, demanding financial support for hospital. So she paid. Additionally, his ex-wife reached out. Ryan Patrick, but we won't talk about that. His ex-wife reached out, saying that mother subsequently died, so she wanted funeral expenses. Now, do you know what? With that, she hasn't blocked it. She has not blocked it. And she
Which
won't tell.
again, these families are the unluckiest families I have ever seen.
I
There is
know.
always somebody dying, sick, hurt, arrested.
And nobody's got any money. Nobody's got any money at all. Now, one thing, we haven't got Pam with us today, but, you know, they're always wanting money for hospital treatment. Now, if you're in the US, you've got health insurance. If you haven't got health insurance, you know, there's other ways to do it. But
Right.
then you get a bill at the end of it saying how much your health care was. Now, I was laughing with Pam the other week about this. And so Pam obviously has health insurance. She'd been in for an operation on her foot. It was just to get her body removed. But it hurt a lot. Wasn't good. It wasn't good. But she said, look at this. She said, my operation cost $20,000. Now that is about average. It's about right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you get the scan saying my mother's in hospital, she's having a heart attack and she needs open heart surgery and a heart transplant. Can you send me $350? They haven't got a clue, but you can check up on them. You know, we hear some of the worst stories. We do, Denise. And
Yes.
we hear them from both sides, Rosa. You know, we hear them when they turn up at Sean's house. We hear them when they turn up at their work.
Right. And they contact their spouses or girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, and other family members too, because I know a father had been contacted at one time too. So, well, it showed up on his doorstep. So,
well, can you remember with Edward? They showed up on his grandma's porch.
yeah.
You know, now that was just going through social media and tracking down people, and they turned up on grandma's porch. We've got a guy in California, Christoph, that we talk to every day. Christoph is being taken to court.
Right. Which is
because
awful.
A victim lost $250,000, and she's accusing Christoph and his sister. He can prove it's not him, but he's still got to go to court. And that's wrong. He's got to pay for this.
Right.
He's got to pay his own attorney. You know, he can't just not do it. But let me go back to the person who said this morning, funky tattooed young man. What's his name? What's his name? Do you know what his name is? Now, it doesn't matter what his name is. It's a fake account. It doesn't matter what his name is. It doesn't matter that they're using Sean Ambridge. They could be using anybody, you know?
Right.
Nobody ever says, who's the Nigerian behind this? Why do you want to know who the guy in the photograph is when lots of times you admit that you know you weren't talking to him?
Oh, exactly, because we get that a lot too. I knew I wasn't talking to him, but I wanted to get to the bottom of this. I wanted to get them to show their own face. Well, if you knew you were not talking to them, your first reaction should be block. I mean, it's that simple.
It's not a game. I know you.
No.
Many of you think that it is a game. It isn't. It can ruin people's lives, and it does ruin people's lives. You can get people who are on any platform, words with friends. We had a lady on Words with Friends who lost everything, who lost her house.
Right.
I once wrote this. Everybody, I only put it a couple of times because everybody argues with me about it. The very worst thing you can do is stop and think about your actions. They are scamming 100 plus at the same time. So you can't say, I'm wasting their time. When they're talking to me, they're not talking to anybody else.
Right.
We have a problem fighting these scammers because too many see this as a game. I assure you, it is not. A scammer never gets nothing. So even a good chat practice for me is priceless. Continues their development. They might get pictures from you. If they're on your Facebook or your Instagram, don't think your pictures aren't going to be used. I'm used as somebody gives out jobs.
Yeah.
I'm Keisha McKenzie, and I've got a job agency. We come across lots who are doing fake puppy scams.
Oh, yes. There was one lady, I looked at her profile, and she had, I don't know how many, I think it was Stephen Townsend, and all of these puppy pages. And I mean, you know, there's scams, especially the ones that actually say Cameroon.
Yeah, Cameroon and Ivory Coast. But let's face it, the men they use, like Sean Ambrose, and you know, lots of them, Stephen Townsend, you know, they're good looking guys. They use silver fox models and all sorts of things. They like, hi Beth, they like ordinary people. Because if you use a model and you're trying to sell a puppy, or you use a model and you're trying to sell somebody a guitar on Marketplace, it doesn't look right. So they will take ordinary pictures of ordinary people.
They can take yours.
They often do.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't think you're being clever, because you're absolutely not. The pictures they send you are stolen pictures from the lives of innocent people, which you are letting them send out. We would like to put an end to scams, but we can't. Just think if they've got nobody to talk to, don't string them along. This is an insult to real victims. Sandy talks about the victims, I do, but Sandy seems to get the really deep ones. And
they come at night.
They do. They do, actually. They wait to come to bed, and then they come for Sunday. But we get suicides.
Yes, and that's what I was just looking up. One of the people we follow on LinkedIn posted some statistics on suicides for, I think it was just the last year, or was it the last month? I don't know, but I was trying to find the exact number. But there are so many suicides, and it's not just teens that are getting sex sorted. We know that happens, but it is men and women that get scammed, that lose everything, their family quits talking to them, you know, they end up hopeless, and so they see no other way out other than, you know, taking their own lives, which is it breaks my heart, especially for the families, because they're thinking, you know, what could we have done to make them pay attention? But actually,
and also,
nothing.
I mean, how many people do we know? You know, I'm thinking of Sandy, the other Sandy.
Yeah.
Stop it. Where her family didn't know that she'd been in a scam until this lady died, and they were going through all her possessions and all her phone and things like that, and they found a 7-year-long scam.
Yes.
And she'd been money laundering.
Right.
Money laundering, mind you. But, you know, she had, and they didn't know, and they were so sad, because they would have, I think, to be honest, I think that the old lady liked the excitement of it.
Well, I know several of us tried to help her, but she did not listen. You could get her on the phone and you could say, you know, this, and this, and she'd say, okay, I'm going to block. Yeah. Well, then she never did.
Yeah. No, I think Blackie M. Oh, he looks like a lovely boy.
Yeah, he does, huh?
Blackie M. 16. Oh, I don't know. Might be all right. No, it's one of my Pinders. It's obviously up on Pinder.
Oh, okay.
It's a bird one. Sorry. It's just one of those days, you know, we get sort of hyper, you know. But yeah. Don't fling yourself up into something. And people say to us all the time. So we say to them, right, and we get this all every day. Don't accept a friend or a follow request from a stranger on social media. It will always be fake. Yes, but how do we tell it's fake?
It's always fake. But there are ways to look at a profile and see, I get a lot of friends suggestions, especially where we look for fakes. So I get a lot of fake friend suggestions, and you can just open up their profile and look and see, they might have one or two photos. The only likes are either all women or all men or all from a certain country. There's little things to look for. If they have more than one post in the profile, look at the dates on them.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at the dates, though, go into the photos section and look at the dates that way, because somehow they have a way of making the dates look more current.
Yeah.
Or different, I guess, further back, older. I don't know how that works, but always go into the photo section and look. There's ways to look, but in the meantime, do not respond.
I've got one here that came to me called Jace Wayland. The man that they're using is around about 58 to 60. I don't think the name Jace was even around then. Engineering service. There you are. Yeah, they're asking too many personal questions or their way of speaking. Yeah, but you see, what not giving money tolerances and I block them. Denise is one of ours, Rosa. That's why she's saying this. Yeah. How many names they're being used? Yeah.
Thousands upon thousands upon thousands. As far as the people in the photos, we don't know. But as far as the name variations that they set up fake accounts, that is probably a number that we could not even reach.
No, because people come to us and they'll say, is this on your scammer list? Can you send us your scammer list? Can you send us the list you've got of scammers? No, you can't, because they'll use any name. They ask well, actually, what they usually say is, how old are you? Where are you from? Because they don't look. But that's my problem with they get answered. Can you imagine? You've got maybe 2 million plus scamming in West Africa. How many times they have changed their name? Yeah, again.
Right.
Yes, have you eaten that? I like that one, actually. But you've got about 2 million. They're always on the phone all the time. They've got loads
Hi,
of people,
Josh.
Why do you think? Hi, Josh. Nice to see you. You see, I forgot what I was going to say. Josh threw me there. Yeah, that's right. Wouldn't it be nice if they all went quiet? If they all didn't get anybody to speak to? Oh, don't say my queen. Oh, Blackie, that is my absolute. It really it triggers me. Honestly, I need therapy when I see my queen. I really do. But everybody's. If you get a criminal gang who are using, so we've got Josh just come back up there. They use Josh. Josh actually, bless him, seems to attract the dotty old women.
That is true, especially one specific one we know of.
And she's still going. But there again, Josh is 25 years younger than me, so she's.
And we have no idea of her exact age, but she looks 45.
She's telling us she's 45 now. I think it's about 3 or 4 years ago. Her daughter told us she was 75.
Yeah.
She's been 45 for all the time. Yeah, she's madly in love with Josh. Yeah, but it's enabling it. So you might get a group who are using military romance scam. Over the course of the year, that group can get a couple of $1 million. Now that's a pretty big bank heist. So why is it all right if it's scanned and sent? But if they're broken into a bank, drilled a hole in the safe and got all the money out, that would be a big crime. And they probably wouldn't have got as much money. So there's a thing about this crime not being taken seriously. And one thing that still gets me is people, you know, you'll put something on somewhere and they will say, people still falling for that? God would never fall for that. That's ridiculous. Doesn't help anybody. Absolutely doesn't help. Now, you know, yeah, there's questions. What's your name, your age, where are you from, are you married with kids? Who the hell would you answer that to? Really, who would you? Can you imagine? The doorbell goes and you go at the door and it says, hello, sweetie, how pretty. I'd like to get to know you more better. What's your name? How old are you? Where are you from? You married with kids? What's your birthday? How much information has that person got from you then?
Well, I get tickled when they send you a message and say, what's your name? And it's like, well, my name's on my account. Can you read?
Yeah, what's your name and where are you from? Well, that's lazy. You could, you know, just look at the top and it's got the name on it.
Right. It's just the script. That's where it starts.
But because your scammer is invisible to you, you don't take it seriously.
That's true. I mean, honestly, I wish there was some magic button that you could just press and it would show what's actually behind the stolen account. There's not one, so we have to learn.
But nobody wants to learn.
No.
Everybody wants to know who the man's face is in the picture. Well, it doesn't really matter because you're not talking to him.
Exactly.
So who he is.
But who is he? But who is he? Why can't you tell me? Well, I want to be his friend. Oh, I need to contact him and tell him my story. And on and on and on. You're not going to get that from us.
Love you too, Josh. Yes. We would.
Yes.
We would.
Love you too, Josh.
Yeah. And you know, I enjoy doing a live chat with you, Josh. And from next week, we're actually going to push, you know, scamming for the holidays. So if you could give me half an hour sometime, or Sandy half an hour, that would be great. So have a good rest of your day. And go and fuss the dog. He's got the most wonderful dog.
Yeah, and so do I. Can you hear?
Yeah, well.
Hush.
Yeah. Josh's dog's about 10 times bigger than her. Much quieter.
She's used to it.
Yeah, but why would you? I will.
Yeah, we'll reach out, Josh.
Night. Yeah. Why would you? Why would you tell anybody about yourself? You just wouldn't. So why? Because you can't. Why are you safe? Because you can't see the person.
If somebody sends you a message that says, hello, honey, and send you a bunch of kissing emojis, why respond to that? You know, if you're in a public page, you know, verified public page, and somebody starts saying, you know, contact me on Telegram, WhatsApp, or message me directly, it's never going to be the person that is in the photos. Never. Because they just don't do it.
No. I know you don't like that. And I know you don't like that bit of information, but it's completely true. So you're going to ignore that. You're going to talk to them anyway. We can see you all the time. Now, they are, you know, so they come to you on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
For God's sake, people, grow up. You know, I'm sorry, but somebody my age going, miming, lip syncing to some silly song on TikTok looks down. It really does. Sorry, but it does. So you're going to attract the attention of scammers. Let's say this.
Right. I follow Gypsy on TikTok, and he posts warnings on there all the time, and I'll comment like, I'm sorry you have to go through this. Let us know if you need anything and stuff like that. Next thing I know, I've got 5 or 6 fake gypsies trying to contact me.
Yeah, I'm just watching Agnes. Well, yeah. I mean, we always say this. Some people will never learn. They'd rather talk to a scammer than be happy with friends and family, even trying to go out to meet a real person. Because you're happy, sat down on your couch, phone in hand, sending some texts. That's not really what life is like. TikTok. Joe, who was on earlier, I'm not sure if you saw it. Joe, who was on earlier, sort of his main admin on our Instagram page. She's got to do it because I can't stand it. I really can't. It's just so inane and it's so toxic.
It is, especially for somebody that is trying to be fit, on a diet, trying to be fit and whatnot. You get so many toxic people that start making fun. Even on Instagram, there's a lady I follow, and she has let her hair grow out natural, which is gray. And she has had men and women comment, and she's beautiful. She was a model. She's had men and women comment, you look like you're about 80 when you don't have makeup on, or why don't you dye your hair? Or
No,
it's none of their business. These keyboard warriors need to just scroll on by.
I've heard it before as well. It really doesn't bother me.
No.
You often get it on TikTok as well. Not TikTok, YouTube as well, where it's just move on. So they'll hurl a few insults. My best ones, let's bring some seriousness into this. My best ones was doing a live with Barry Bull, right?
Oh yeah.
It was about my second or third. So it was a bit of banter going on because we got to know each other quite well. And this woman came on who I knew had been in a scam with me. God, she didn't like me one bit. And she said, old woman, you look like you're trying to get into his pants. And he read it. And I felt so big. Yeah.
It's probably that person that was trying to.
Well, I think so. She didn't sort of like that. She didn't like that I could talk to her and she couldn't. There was something wrong with that. But because I could, I had to fancy the backside of it. I mean, look at me. I'm 68. I've got some sense, Yeah, there are 1 or 2 of the silver fox that I think are very attractive men.
I agree.
My 2 favourites are gay. So, but we are here for everybody. And we really are. We will help anybody. And we will hope that what we do every day of our lives, and we'll be here Christmas Day.
Right.
It's Thanksgiving Day. We are here Memorial Day. We were here every day. 365 days a year, there will be people working on our pages.
Right. Now, keep in mind, we all have families and we all do family activities, but there's always somebody around and will respond as soon as they can.
Yeah. So we'd love it if you'd listen to us. Because we don't like it when we've got to sit and talk to you when you've been to the airport. When you've spent thousands of dollars. And then, a few thousand more. Hi, Rosa. This is the first time listening to you. I always wanted to see you. Well, this is us.
Well, hi.
We're very ordinary. But the thing is, we do this because a scammer won't.
Right.
One thing you can never do is get proof from a scammer that who you're talking to is real. We're not afraid to show our face.
No, I've done video calls with many of victims and victims' families. I don't care to, as long as I speak English, because I am not, don't have any other languages. But we do have people that do speak other languages. So
thank you, Anne Maria. We've got some great followers. Actually, we were just saying this the other day. I want to give a mention, and Candy's not on today, but I'm going to put it on. And one of our ladies that regularly to Candy Rocks, and Candy's wonderful daughter Lucy's got her first record. I don't think they're called records these days. I think they've got fancy downloading names. But anyway, Lucy's blind piano player.
Right.
And Lucy's got autism, and she's been blind since birth. And she plays piano.
Yeah. We posted one of her songs one time, and I mean, it was just amazing. It's about all I can say. Beautiful and amazing.
Her first music is out today. Her first solo is out today. Yeah, keep with us, Rosie. And this is, I'm Maria's been with us ages, and lots of people, scroll down. We've actually, I mean, Candy's been with us for quite a long time. But, Lucy's just unbelievable. Let me tell you something as well that I know, because this blew me away. The man that sits next to her is a guy called Daniel, and he's a teacher of blind people to play music, as if. But you know what he does? He gets his fingers on the piano. She puts her fingers on top of his, and he plays the piece, and he plays the piece, and he plays the piece, and she learns from that.
Yes.
That is how she does it. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But I'm going to put it on just because I'm proud of them. But yeah, we don't want to get to Christmas again where we have people being at the airport all night.
Right.
People where there are families waiting at home for the man to come home to welcome him for Christmas. And we'll get it.
And we don't want people driving across the country to meet somebody, because for one thing, that's dangerous because you usually go by yourself. But we don't want that and have them end up in a whole other city that they do not know, no more money left, and stuck. And what are they going to do? Come and talk to us first. Any of the romance scam groups that are verified, we can recommend a few. We've got a few sister pages. Come and talk to any of us before you get in the car or the train, the plane, whatever. Yeah, the dog.
We will come off this. We will actually come off this. We'll say goodbye and things like that, and and Hadiah will shut up.
Yeah, she thinks she has to have all of my attention. So
yeah, well,
she's telling everybody about scams.
Yeah, she's very good. Yeah, and Maria's right. Many hearts will break again, and there are many hearts being broken as we speak in the run-up to get the money from. No, it's all right, Mira. We all know about Hadiah. She likes her mum's attention. That's all we can say.
She's rotten.
But yeah, so honestly, she shuts up as soon as we've gone off. When she thinks that when she realizes that Sandy's not, looking at the screen, it's all right. She's all right now. She's off, and she goes and lies down.
She does. But if she wants my attention and I'm on my iPad, she'll lay right across it.
Yeah,
she doesn't. She is very attention seeking, but
yes,
I love her.
That's what you got to say. Yeah, Beth. I mean, who thought we would have still been going after all this time? But yeah, don't be scammed. Don't accept. Don't trust. Keep a little bit of yourself to one side. Don't throw yourself 24 hours a day, because we know you do. You get, oh, it was very good. We talked 8 hours a day. We talked, who the hell's going to be in an oil rig and talk 10 hours a day? Who's going to be deployed somewhere and talk 10 hours a day?
Right.
That's manipulating you. That is controlling you. Stand back and have a think.
And it's controlling you by text.
Yeah.
Just words on a screen. I mean, yes, we all like the attention and we like the hearts and all that. Well, I don't. I get sick of seeing it. But what are we talking about? Romance scams. Do you need some assistance?
What? Yeah, exactly. Love yourself. Somebody once said, love yourself enough to walk away. I think it was Rebecca.
Yes. And I mean, you would walk away in person if somebody was taking advantage. Why not walk away on the screen? It's a lot easier. You just hit the block button. And
you know, Rebecca knows that there are many times she should have walked away, but she kept paying. You know.
Right. And it happens. You see the red flags, but you ignore them. You tamp them down because you're listening to the love you babe and all the pretty words in between their demands. And they're not, like we said before, they're demanding the money. They're not asking. They are starting to get demanding, and they're getting huge amounts, not just, $50 or $100. I demand that you go send me Bitcoin of $2,000.
I mean, there's that lady I've just read out to you. To get her money out of the Bitcoin, she had to pay $25,000. Now, if you were in proper Bitcoin wallet and Coinbase, things like that, and you want to take money out, there is a fee.
Right.
It's about $3.
Yeah, it's not very much.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if they are from a certain country or not. Do not accept strangers at all.
Strangers don't do it. Any of you, have you ever gone thinking, I'm bored, I'm going to have a look through Facebook, see if there's anybody worth contacting, and then contacting and say, hey, you look nice, I'd like to talk to you? It doesn't happen. It really doesn't.
No.
So, I mean, we've got, and I'm going to post it after I've done this, military doctor, oil rig, or a ship engineer, contractor, professional in a war zone. They're fake 1,000% of the time.
Exactly.
And before we go, I think our last thing should be, it doesn't matter where you are, who you are, you can do a video chat.
You're right. Just like Ruth and I are doing right now. You can do it via Zoom, Skype, any of the chat apps they take you to, plus Facebook Messenger. Instagram has a messaging system. Most dating sites have a messaging and video system, so don't go to the extra chat apps. Don't go off the main site. They contact you. And if they ask you,
if they send the military and they can't, they can. I don't care what he said.
Yeah, I
really don't care. Oh, he said he can't. I don't care. He can. If he's on an oil rig, if you're on an oil rig and you're right up on the top and you're sort of like drilling for oil, no, you can't use your phone. An oil rig, you'll have seen it, and there's like an actual platform. It's like a great big hotel underneath,
right?
And where they, and also let me tell you something else as well. An oil rig has some of the best communications in the world because it's got to. An oil rig's got to be in communication 24 hours a day, and their equipment is like Elon Musk type. It is perfect. So don't accept I can't do a video call. And don't accept if they do a voice call. If they do a voice call, don't come to us and say, oh, well, he speaks Spanish. He's got a Spanish accent. Really? Be honest. These aren't military. Certain celebrity. They get me annoyed, Mira. They really do. We get a lot of them. They get me really annoyed because no celebrity is going to sit down and be talking to people. They're not going to sit down. And I put one on. Who was the one I put on the other day?
Was it Jay Harrington?
And you know, this is my real one. So send me a message. This is going to be my only real one. So send me a message. Now, it's ridiculous. It's not going to happen. Don't accept it. They avoid video chats because the camera malfunctions. The word that comes to mind, I'd like to say it, but I'm a lady, but I'm going to say it anyway, bollocks. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
This is a fake account from Travis. This is a fake. They've got some of Brian May. Now, come on, that's getting. And even though I've moved, she'll show you. Even though I've moved, over there is a Brian May picture. You will find that within sight in my room, always Brian May picture. And they scam using Brian. My Brian, they scam using Brian.
I know. That's just should be against the law. Well, it is, but
but you know, I'd kill them. I really would. But we've got them doing everything. We've got. There was this 70. Oh, we had an 86-year-old going to marry
Mark
films.
Harmon.
That was him. That was it.
Yeah, Mark Harmon.
I'm sorry, but someone was on Twitter going to marry me. Usually, until I block them. But you know, I'll say something quickly. You can change your settings to not accept messages from people you don't know. If you they don't follow you. If they're not friends, if they're not friends of friends, you can change your settings so they cannot send you messages or friend requests. Do it.
Yeah, and if you don't know how, we'll try and find instructions to help you do it.
Yeah, I've got my Twitter on where unless I follow them, they can't send me a message. Now, sometimes, because on Twitter's a bit funny, you are following strangers. That's why you do it.
Right.
So sometimes I'll accept thinking, it looks like somebody with, most of mine are politics. That's why I do Twitter. And then, of course, you know, 2 minutes later, hello, where are you from? Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you can do that. If there are celebrities, if there are celebrities and only people have issues or bad intentions, no one who's famous enough will look for friendship by no. But you see, Blackie, they're accepted. And that's the problem, isn't it? They're accepted.
They are.
If all the devices went quiet, the world would be a very different place.
Yes, it would. But
oh, so you're happy now, madam, are you?
What?
I'm saying she's happy now, madam, is she? You know, having a cut.
Yeah. She's all wore out now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised. I think it was Mira said, you're not going to have a voice by the end of it, Hadiah, are you?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So next week, if anybody wants to make a little 1 minute, 2 minute video saying, don't accept anybody for Christmas, because that's what we're going to do.
Right.
So we've got just about everything over.
Yes, Mira, she is sweet now.
In the UK, it's Remembrance Weekend, so I wanted to get that over with, and then we can launch ourselves in. Well, I know we're coming up to Thanksgiving, but you know, that's just that's because it's starting to get a bit cool, Anne Maria. So I love my mom. Yeah, so she's getting all dressed up for the weather getting a bit cooler.
Yes, so she's ready for the cool weather.
So thank you, everybody. We're going to be, doing a lot more next week. Yeah. We've got Sandy's got Dustin next week. I'm going to get Caesar in. We'll get Josh. We'll get Rebecca. We'll get everybody in to keep hammering this home because we want to reach as many people as we can. So let's make a real dent. Absolute dent. You see, she's making everybody think she's sweet now. Honestly, that face, you could die for it. She's just got this little face. Right. So we're going to go for now, and we will see you next week.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, Sandy.
Bye. Hello, everyone. This is Sandy. Ruth and I are going to do a little bit of chatting today. This is Hadiah, so if you hear barking, she'll probably be a pain in the neck, which is normal for her. Yeah, I see Ruth already. Good. But I don't see a request from, oh, there it is. Okay, let's try again. There she is.
I was about to say, yes, I've requested. Right. And just, as you know, I've moved